Alright, let's stop here and have another play and see if we can connect this GoPro. Switch off. Well, looks like I have managed to get the GoPro connected to the bike and it's recording, which is good. So I wonder what will happen if I start the bike. I wonder if it'll disconnect it. Find out, won't we? Right, let's see what happens. No, didn't. Very good. Alright. So, we're recording. We're leaving the Outpost Cafe. I've been up here for around about an hour and all I've done is read the manual for the bike. And didn't really tell me much about connectivity. Then I discovered that you have to go to a connectivity manual, which we don't have. It wasn't given to me when I bought the bike. So then I discovered it was online, so I went online and I read it and figured out how to do it. So it's now recording, it says connected, and I guess if I push this button here it'll stop. Apparently there's off, on and standby mode. If it's on standby mode you've got to wake it up, so you've got to press that little toggle button, this one, for 2 seconds. And then wait for 15 seconds while it thinks about it, and then it should connect. And that's the theory. So I'll let it go for a little bit. Might go home via Beachmont, I think. So I'll ride past her and I'll get up to that red car up ahead on the left and I'll switch it off. Thank you. It's like they're doing some tree lopping. No cable. I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, so now I'm going to turn it off and I'll come back to you later and see what happens. Alright, so I've started it again. It's come back on, it's recording. So I'm going to switch it off in a minute and I'll leave it off for 5 minutes and then the camera should go to sleep. And we'll see if it goes into standby mode. I'll get down next to that truck with the flashing lights and I'll switch it off and I'll come back in 5 minutes. It's 8:17, I'll come back in and say 8:23. Alright, so it is 8:23, I left it for 6 minutes and the camera did go into sleep mode, and on the dash it came up and said it was disconnected. So I pushed the little toggle in for 2 seconds and then it came up to say it was on standby mode, and then I pushed it again for 2 more seconds, waited 15 seconds, then it came up to say it was connected, and I pushed the button again and it's recording. That's great, because one of the real things that I wanted on this, for this bike, was to be able to use the GoPro camera app, because I do a lot of recording for my Villain Catcher channel. And the GoPro setting, I've got field of view, I've got it on linear, I haven't got it on wide or super wide, I've got it on linear, because linear gets rid of that fishbowl effect. And audio output, you can have it on stereo or wind. Now wind's supposed to be to reduce wind noise, which is what you're going to get when you're riding on a motorcycle doing moto vlogging. But I've found it comes up better if you switch it to stereo as opposed to wind. So I've got it on stereo. I've got it on 1080, 60 frames per second. I did have it on flat, the colour, but I've switched it to GoPro, because flat was if you want to enhance it after in the editing process, and I found I never did that once. So I've switched it back just to GoPro, and it can do it automatically. Stabilisation's on, why wouldn't you? Alright, so I'm going to turn it off here and I'll come back in a couple of minutes. Well, we're back recording. We've just hit the roundabout of Beachmont near the Headmaster's Cafe, and we're probably about 2 kilometres from the Flying Bean Cafe. They're shut. Well, we're back recording, and when I had the camera off I missed a bit of exciting action. It looks like a ute had gone off the edge into a tree. People that's going up the hill, I couldn't really stop on a corner, so hopefully the guy is alright, the driver. Couldn't see any evidence of a driver or anything, so don't know what happened. Just going to stop here, and I'm going to see if I can put on the navigation at the same time. So I'm recording, and let's see what happens.